With food being a major way that we express our need to socialize, share, or just plain indulge around the holidays, it's often a tough time to be on a weight loss journey. Don't worry though, our next guest is here to shine a light and help us find our route to a holistic way of losing weight and keeping it off. Let's welcome psychiatric and family nurse practitioner. We have Ifeoma Oku of Embodied Wellness. Hello, Ifeoma.
Hello.
Okay, so achieving weight loss during the holidays can be a very ambitious goal. What's the best approach?
Yeah, you're right. It can be really difficult for many people to lose weight during the holiday season. And you know, if you really think about it, it makes sense. You know, there's a lot of distractions out there, particularly as it relates to food. You know, you have the holiday sweets and the treats and the eggnog. And of course, you can't forget your grandma's favorite pumpkin pie recipe. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so rather than focus so much on weight loss during the holidays, I will sometimes make a shift towards weight maintenance. So maintaining your weight during the holiday season, allowing for a bit more flexibility so that when the New Year's comes along, you're really just continuing where you left off in targeting your weight loss goals without the distractions that the holidays can sometimes bring.
Okay, and you said focusing more on maintaining a healthy weight. So how do we do that? What steps?
Yeah, so there are three main steps that I like to share with my clients. So the first step is what I like to call the 200 calorie maintenance strategy. So with that, you're giving yourself an additional 200 calories for the week, followed by weekly weight check-ins. And so if you find that in one given week you've gained a little bit of weight, then you would either adjust the amount of calories for that week or increase your physical activity to find that balance. The second tip is portion control and balance. So with portion control, the whole point is to eat to the first sign of feeling satiated. You want to eat to the first sign of feeling content, not to the point of an upset stomach. And so one tip is to choose a smaller bowl. And you would use that small bowl for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then the balance comes into play when we're thinking about the types of foods that we're choosing. So for example, if you know that for dinner, you're gonna go to your mother's house and have that lasagna dish, then for lunch, you're gonna prioritize more nutrient-dense foods like vegetables and foods higher in fiber. And then the third and final tip is exercise. And with exercise, we know the health benefits associated with it. We know that we could burn calories, we know that we could burn fat. And particularly during the holidays when we're eating the most during this time of year, exercise comes into play to, at the very minimum, help us maintain a healthy weight.
Yeah, so important and so key. So let's say we want to use the holidays to kickstart our 2023 New Year's goals. How can Embodied Wellness holistic weight loss program help with that?
Yeah, so there's a number of ways. I will say that, with Embodied Wellness, we're all about personalizing weight loss. We're about getting to your root cause underlying issue that is impacting your weight. And so one way in which we could support is through nutrition. We focus on anti-inflammatory foods because we know those foods are going to drive down inflammation and it's going to improve gut health, which are some of the underlying issues that impacts weight. We also focus on mindful ways of eating, so what it means to eat more mindfully, more intuitively. And then finally, for those who are interested in weight loss medications, we're gonna prioritize those medications and supplements that get to that root cause issue for you in order to support and maximize weight loss.
Okay, and we're looking at some of the before and afters of results from people going through your program. And I understand you have a special offer for our YCL viewers who are new and if they want to do something like this.
Yeah, so we are offering 15-minute consultations to all the viewers when they reference the show.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome. Any final tips for us?
Yeah, just stay mindful. Stay mindful, pay attention to the cues that your body naturally gives you. If you are full, stop eating. If you're hungry, you could have that little piece of cake. That's okay, but just stay mindful with what you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing.
Okay, Ifeoma, always a pleasure having you on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Alrighty, and I'm going to let our viewers know where they can go for more information. You can visit theembodiedwellness.com.